This guy is obsessed with 1v9s. I wonder, you know what? You know why? He fantasizes about being a 1v9 Piper Perry style. You're sitting here demanding that they put quality of life in the game while saying that quality of life is killing the other games, but you're also saying that Wuthering Waves is so great and so successful because it has all these quality of life. So is the quality of life good or bad? I don't like what the This dude will say whatever he has to say at any given time to any given person to get out of whatever situation he got himself into. Ladies and gentlemen, back at it again with the toe task. Let's get right into it.
But I just want to talk about a glaring issue, the mammoth in the room. As nonsensical as it seems, there are actual people out there defending the lack of quality of life updates by
why does Saint Tontas, why does he goon to Glaive Key? Like, seriously, what are these faces he's making, and why is he bouncing up and down? Why can't we see his hands?
And that is a lot
Look at
more.
him.
But I just want to talk about a
Look at him in the
issue,
corner,
the
dude.
mammoth in the room. As
Look at these
nonsensical as
faces.
it seems, there are actual people out there defending
What is
the lack
this?
of
He's
quality of life
actually
updates by
gooning.
saying that the devs
What
usually
is
do big
this?
batches of quality of
What the fuck are these faces? What is it like? Are you kidding me? Like, Glaive Keo, the femboy PNG, pops up on the screen, and Saint Totas is like, yeah, tell me more.
life updates during their anniversary.
You're retarded if you're saying that.
Whoa! Look, listen, I just call it as I see it.
And that if you don't know that, you are a LARPer who doesn't play the game.
No, you're not a LARPer. This is a matter of, like, dude, imagining that there's going to be good quality of life is making you the LARPer. Bro, what is the best quality of life the Genshin devs have ever released? I don't know what it is, because nothing actually stands out with what they fucking do. It's like, bro, when have they actually introduced a good one?
Again, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't sit around asking for them to put quality of life into a game that I don't play. Because I don't care about games that I don't play, because I'm not playing them.
That's like, whoa, Genshin is saved. God, oh my god, this changes everything.
What? Who is? Why did he become Australian?
When?
And you're just doom posting and you're agenda pushing because rent is due. Now here's the same
Hey, look, Glaive Keo just explained Saint Totas' entire life. Oh my god.
question, right? Why would good quality of life updates be limited to anniversary patches? Shouldn't they be happening regardless to increase player satisfaction and
Yeah, I remember when Artifact
It's almost like the people who are playing it don't give a fuck.
loadouts came out in Mooba? This was during the fucking fishing event,
No one cares about artifact loadouts. They don't care.
by the way. Oh, the fish are over here. Bro, the Artifact loadouts just came out when this bitch released into the game. Just on a literal filler patch, they put in Artifact loadouts. A literal filler patch.
Nobody was talking about that because they were too busy talking about the fact that you needed her for Zandi to be good.
With fishes.
overall retention. I mean, think about it. You want this quality of life improvement, but you have to wait until next year for it to be implemented. Doesn't that sound dumb?
Nobody gives a fuck. Like, nobody is like, there has never been a Genshin Impact boycott that has succeeded because the people that actually play the game and they don't care.
The of life changes we want are not even hard to code. It wouldn't
Dude, all of these would take somebody, like, all of these could be vibe coded in, like, 3 minutes by somebody. You do know that, right? It's like,
oh yeah, why don't you get a job at Hoyo, show them your scary talent, and go vibe code the quality of life, dude? Why don't you just do that?
all of these, if somebody spent, I think, if they had a budget of 30 minutes and half a Slim Jim, all of these could be done.
Like, again, just because it can be done doesn't mean that it should be done. So, in other words, if nobody is actually quitting the game over quality of life, that means that nobody actually cares about the quality of life of the game, which means that they don't need to put development time into making it. And if it was so easy to do it, then why don't you just make your own game? How about that?
take them a week.
Or how about you just play the games you actually like instead of schizoing out and berging on a game that you don't even play?
To code. It is really simple logic. Why would you justify waiting for a year for that? The best part is,
Because they're conditioned to be mutts. They're fucking mutts, bro. I think, like, we need to brain that.
Calling other people mutts when your entire channel is grifting off of things that you don't even like, seriously, like, if your modus operandi is your thing bad, my thing good, how are you not the mutt?
That word back. They're fucking But
After all this time playing, knowing how the devs are,
Like, you were trained like a dog by Tectone to say Genshin bad, and now you're calling other people dogs.
you don't even know if it's a guarantee. You just wait for every anniversary hoping
You were literally led around by your collar by a giant bald man.
they give you that fix you have always wanted. A large portion of players won't wait that long if it really bothers them, you know? So isn't it actually just better for them to implement it? Why are people even defending it? If the devs implemented better quality of life systems,
People are defending it because they like the game and they don't care.
these defenders would be among the people enjoying them too.
You know what's more annoying? You know what's more annoying than like Genshin Impact not having all these things? People complaining about it when they don't even play the game, or they play the game anyway. Like, if you're gonna sit here and rage bait and go, oh, well, you know, it's ridiculous that this game doesn't have this feature, then why don't you quit playing the game? Like the people that complain about Genshin, they're either people that never play Genshin, or they're people that play Genshin nonstop. Like, if you play something and you're criticizing it and saying this is unacceptable and you're still playing it, what you're saying is that it is acceptable. Because if it was unacceptable, you would stop playing it. But you're still playing it, so shut the up about it.
I think Genshin players have managed to become so tribalistic in this conversation.
Yes, yes. It's, oh, am I out of touch? No, it's the children that are wrong. Oh, yes, it's the guy. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for rage baiting about a game that I don't even play? No, it's the people that actually play the game who are wrong.
They're now saying,
is it my fault for calling everybody retarded and calling them pedophiles when they disagree with me? No, it must be the people that I'm victimizing who are the problem.
quality of life is bad because now that would make the games more similar to WoW. I think that is actually, I think the mindset of a lot of these individuals, that quality of life actually is no longer a good thing because that would make the game too similar to WoW, and it brings WoW.
Well, the thing is, we don't want every single game to be a carbon. By the way, Genshin Impact came out first, sir. Genshin Impact came out, and then Wuthering Waves said, "Oh, we could do that," and just re-release the exact same game, just with quality of life and, like, you know, changes to how stamina works in the overworld and everything. And so I like how he's complaining about a game that literally came out copying a different game and saying that Genshin just doesn't want to be like the game that's copying it. Like, that's a strange line of attack.
To the conversation. So I think they actually don't like when quality of life gets added because it's always dog shit and embarrassing, and it always brings up more comparisons to WoW, who actually does it correctly. So I think these guys now
comparing this game to WoW is not why people don't like WoW. They don't like WoW because you're the face of WoW. You're basically the figurehead. You're like the most well-known creator for WoW, and you're a asshole. They don't like you. Like, there's probably people who play Genshin and WoW, and they like them both for different reasons. But everybody hates you.
Of life.
We're in the same team. We would both win. So why are these people holding us back? It just doesn't make sense to me.
I'm sure there are people that have quit Wuthering Waves specifically because they don't like
these people are the ones with an agenda to push. Can we all?
They'd rather watch Genshin crash and burn than have to recognize that WoW is better in a lot of ways.
Imagine making your entire presence online known as the guy who just wants Genshin to burn, and you're telling other people that they're the ones that just want Genshin to burn. The people that play that you think that the people that love the game, even without the quality of life features, you think that they want the game to fail? They're supporting the game regardless of what state it's in. They obviously don't want it to fail. You want it to fail so that you can dance on its graves. Ironically, I think you don't want it to fail because then you can't grift it anymore. It's kind of like these people like the Quartering, who whenever there's a school shooting or something, or like some kind of like woke or somebody's being gay somewhere, they run to their computer and they make a video about how they're under attack by the gays and they're trying to take the guns and all this stuff. You want these things to keep happening so that you can grift off of them. So even St. Tone Toss, he's saying that people want Genshin to fail when he himself doesn't truly want the game to fail because then he couldn't farm it.
I'd really rather have Genshin die than admit that WoW does something.
Nobody wants Genshin to die because the people that like it obviously don't want it to die. The people that hate it don't want it to die because then they can't farm it. So
better.
And ironically, I don't even play the game. I don't care about it if it failed or if it died or if it succeeds. I don't care because I don't play the game. I have no dog in the race. Okay, and Tone Sauce should be the same way, quite frankly.
Acknowledge that Genshin is not a perfect game. It is not a bad game by any means. It just lacks
Literally the definition of cut off your nose to spite your face.
There's no such thing as a perfect video game, only perfect video games. What that means is that there are games that are perfect for certain people. Like, I love Killer 7. It's one of my favorite games ever. Most people will hate it. Does that mean that I have to go out and hunt down all the people and make fun of them for not agreeing with me? No.
It's polished, and it is lacking. It's falling
I think Left 4 Dead 2 is one of the greatest games ever made. There are people that would laugh at that opinion.
behind in a world where games come out every couple of
Death Stranding is one of my favorite games.
weeks with
This is like your op, one of your ops, right? Saying that they like how your hands look. So you chop your hand off because you don't want your op to be happy.
advancement.
Literally nobody would do that. Only an insane person would do that. Again, Saint Tontas is the worst at making metaphors, similes, allegories, anything. He's awful. What, like, again, like, no one is saying, like, again, it's a Genshin Impact does well, even without the quality of life. So to say that people don't want the game to have quality of life, specifically so that it doesn't get compared to Wuthering Waves, first of all, that's just insane. Like, that alone is just an insane like leap. Like there are conspiracy theories that you would hear and be like, you know what, that's kind of interesting. Like, I don't believe it, but you know what, that'd be really wild if it were true. This is one of those conspiracy theories where you just go, no, you're just not, your brain's just not working. Get away from me.
Happening right and left. Genshin is still there, stagnating, because these people refuse change.
Genshin is not stagnating. How many fucking times?
Honestly, sometimes it feels like they prefer crumbs over meals. But at the end of the day, calling for these quality of life updates is not about hating Genshin Impact. Not at all. It is about wanting a game we have invested.
Yeah, it's not about hating Genshin Impact. That's why we farm it every other day, and that's why we continue to talk about the same talking points 6 years later.
6 years of our lives into actually respecting our time.
6 years of our lives complaining about something that doesn't change and still expecting it to. It's like, what was the definition of insanity again?
And if
I love all these people that are just like, oh, if you play Genshin Impact, you're insane, you're ridiculous, you're retarded, but yet all they do is complain about Genshin Impact. So, like, the people that are minding their own business they don't care. They're not having this fight with you. You're having a fight against people who don't agree to fight you back. Like,
WoWa happens to be the game that's the easiest one to make it, to point out the massive flaws that Genshin has.
yeah, because it's just Genshin, sir. That was the entire point of its creation, was to be exactly like Genshin, but just a little bit different.
Then it's obvious why there's so many comparisons being made. But the reality is, once again,
By the way, when Arknight's Enfield came out, people compared it to to Genshin Impact, and they're just completely different games. And ironically, Genshin Impact is trying to appeal to the people that actually play it and like it. Arknight's Enfield is trying to appeal to the people that actually play it and like it, and these are two games that St. Tontas can't stand. And Never Just Ever is the same thing. It's a game that's made for a smaller group of people, and St. Tontas can't stand that.
it's a Genshin versus every other gacha game in the space. It just so happens
No, it's just you versus everybody.
WoWa is the game that embarrasses Genshin the most, so it's kind of like...
Remember when Tectone had like he was going up against like all the different people that were against him, and he said that he won like a 7v1 or whatever, and then earlier this year St. Tontas rage baited people, and then when they complained about him, he had to go, oh, I'm winning a 21v1, I'm beating everybody. It's like, the reason why I feel like the reason why he loves WoWa so much is because WoWa is like the video game equivalent to him and Tectone. So like, WoWa is trying to be like Genshin, and Saint is trying to be like Tectone. So that's why he loves WoWa so much, because WoWa represents Tectone to him, and he wants to be like Tectone. And Genshin is everybody else just trying to mind their own business, and he can't stand that.
the figurehead, right, of this whole Genshin versus everybody else movement. But it's not Genshin versus WoWa. It's Genshin...
No, like, Genshin Impact players do not... They're too busy playing Genshin Impact to sit around and complain about WoWa. They don't play WoWa, so they don't talk about it. We're going in circles here. You're fucking insane.
outdated, octogenarian, boomer-ass gacha game that's just like... pull yourself up by the strap-on that's stuck in your fucking ass, bro, and like, yeah, just play this dog shit game.
I love how everything becomes gay with him. Now there's strap-ons in your ass. Like, yeah, come out of the closet already, dude.
Jerome. That's what it feels like with no quality of life. That's just what it feels like when you have all these Genshin old heads saying all this dumb shit and then trying to make it a tribalism conversation. No, bitch, your game is just outdated.
I just love the rage bait. The rage bait is actually like some of the lowest quality rage bait I've ever seen. You complain about tribalism, and then you call people retarded. It's just like if you're not rage baiting, the lack of self-awareness is clinical. Like you might be certifiably insane. Insane toss.
It's fun, and every other gacha game is embarrassing you in so many ways.
Watch Toyoverse implement these exact features seamlessly into HSR and ZZZ.
I love how he says every other gacha game is embarrassing you, yet he hates every like he go, oh, Honkai Star Rail is dead. Neverness to Neverness is dead. Arc Knight's Enfield is dead. Genshin is dead. How can a game that is dead be like all these games that are dead? They're somehow embarrassing a game that is also dead. Every game is dead except for Wuwat to this guy.
And that's the main part. Hoyo's own games are shitting on Genshin.
Other games with significantly less revenue and audience take care of their player bases much better than the supposed titan of the genre. We know for a fact that they...
And that's also one of the things that's unfortunate, because Hoyo is watching and seeing all this quality of life being added to these other games, and they're losing money because the games are just not that good. They're probably equating, oh, when we add quality of life...
So they lose money when they add quality of life, and then you're wondering why they don't add quality of life. Like, his thought processes are so ridiculous. Like, he would be the worst lawyer ever. Like, so on one hand, Genshin Impact is making all of this money despite not having quality of life. So he thinks, well, because they added quality of life to the other games, that's why the other games are failing. Could it be that Genshin Impact is just a bigger game, and that's why? Like, he'd be the worst detective. He'd be the worst lawyer. There's a reason why he has to just make Wuthering Waves and Genshin hate videos all day long.
If the game dies, so we should never do it to Genshin. No, you just made those games really shit. And
so you're sitting here demanding that they put quality of life in the game while saying that quality of life is killing the other games, but you're also saying that Wuthering Waves is so great and so successful because it has all these quality of life. So is the quality of life good or bad? I don't like what the dude.
They died for reasons outside of quality of life.
This dude will say whatever he has to say at any given time to any given person to get out of whatever situation he got himself into.
They have the resources, the capability, and the blueprints to
He mental gymnastics himself into a pretzel, and then he has to mental gymnastic himself out of the pretzel. I know what the How about you just pick a different sport? Gymnastics are not your thing, dude.
It happened. Holding Genshin to those same basic standards shouldn't be called do posting or agenda pushing. It's caring about the future of the game as we head into Snezhnaya and beyond. Because if
these guys are just losers, bro, and they base their entire worth and value of a person off of the perception in the public of a gacha game. Okay, they're losers. Is that not
what he does? Is that not what he does by trying to elevate Wuwa over all the others? Bro, you live in Tectone's shadow, my liege. You do not get to talk about what other people base their self-worth on when you've built your entire personality around being one of the most hated people on the in the space.
You should never listen to them, but it's also the silent majority just happens to be losers like this, apparently.
You don't know yet.
He would also be a terrible politician, too, because while everyone's saying that Donald Trump has betrayed everybody and Donald Trump is bad and evil and terrible and everyone's leaving him, Saint would be like, oh, one ticket to Trump train, please. I'll jump on this train. Like, bro, you picked the worst people to emulate, dude. He's sitting around talking about this is Saint derangement syndrome. Oh, that's the only. Shut the f up, dude.
Snezhnaya is not the last region of Genshin, and it's definitely not.
Elon Musk could come out and say that he's putting a tax on oxygen, and Saint Tontas would be like, well, you're retarded if you breathe oxygen. Only retards breathe oxygen.
At the end of the road, I will be keeping a close eye on every single patch notes over the next year to see if they end up delivering.
They're not doing this, bro.
On at least 5 of these points for our Welcome Moon giveaway. But I do want to hear from you.
It's honestly the same exact points that we've had the longest time, even when it was Genshin versus Wuwa.
Then maybe shut the fuck up. Like, again, oh my god.
That was the easiest way to approach it because Wuwa is this game that was adding so much quality of life so early on, and now there's just no quality of life.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's gonna go end of service then, because as you've just said, games that have quality of life are doing terrible, so.
Left to add, so now it's just kind of
looks like Wuthering Waves EOS.
like sitting here, right? But the thing is that simply comparing Wuwa with Genshin was enough to make this player base schizo out and assume all the complaints are just tribalistic nonsense when in reality, HSR and ZZ.
They think it's tribalistic nonsense because if somebody is criticizing the game and then they look at who's criticizing the game and they see it's Saint Tontos, they're gonna go, oh, never mind then, because he's a tribalistic moron that calls people retarded just because they don't like the same game that he likes.
See, these games are on Wuwa's side, and it's a literal 1v9 of Genshin, the old guard with no.
This guy is obsessed with 1v9s. I wonder, you know what? You know why? He fantasizes about being a 1v9 Piper Perry style.
Shitty features. Just trying to tell you that any improvement is suddenly a bad idea. Why? Bro, the Genshin is the
Bonnie Blue style.
Like, it's odd, right? Like, you could actually view Genshin.
He's getting glazed. He's gay. Gay alert. Glazed alert.
Its community, its dev team as like conservative. They're like the definition of conservative. Let's never change anything. And I think that's probably the best way to break it all down because, bro, they're just straight up like up the gotcha space. Righty, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, now we're talking about NTE. I keep forgetting to put this on a higher speed. We're at 1.5 speed now. Let's keep this moving.
It appears that the lashings for a certain game, when it comes to certain claims, it just looks like it's never going to end. Because there was a bit of a post made over here about not necessarily an ad. I think this is a fan-made video over here. I might as well just show you guys like...
So get ready. This is one of the weirdest situations that I've ever seen anybody comment on ever. He's about to play a video, and the allegation is that this video is AI. And the person goes, I couldn't even tell that it was AI because the whole game, NTE, is all AI. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, let's just play this. So there's this video. It looks like it came straight from the game. So this person goes, oh, I couldn't even tell it's AI because the whole game is AI. So like, this is just a rage bait post, right? Like, this is just somebody just like, you know, engagement farming. It's Twitter. People rage bait and engagement bait the entire time. Saint is going to take this rage bait post. He's going to talk about this rage bait post for 5 minutes and use this rage bait as proof that NTE is dead.
The way I couldn't even tell it's AI, because the whole game is AI. And so obviously, right, this is a bit of a shot at the fact that NTE is known as the game that released with generative AI in, you know, a bunch of the assets in game, in important story cutscenes. So
everybody hates generative AI. Everybody hates generative AI, right? Like, everybody hates it. You know, I don't even think Starfield was made with AI. At least they didn't disclose that it was. What that means is that was a game made by humans, and it had nothing in it, and it was terrible, and everybody hated it. So now we're in the universe where games are being made with generative AI and people hate it, even though there's a lot of people that like the game despite it having generative AI. How much do you want to bet that if GTA 6 used generative AI, people are going to go, I don't give a fuck, dude. It's the best game ever made. Like, everybody hates generative AI until it's in their game, and then they'll find any reason to explain it away. So, again, if generative AI was used in Wuthering Waves, or if they start using it to make the art in Wuthering Waves, you know Saint Tontos is going to be the first person to hand wave it. So this entire segment from him is going to be more projection and hand waving and nonsense.
And so forth. And of course, it's been accused of using AI in its character designs. And so, like I've been saying, the game is already under some confirmed allegations. There are some other ones as well. And when somebody makes a post like this, it's just another shot at the game. But should shots at another game be getting this much reactions?
Yeah, because it's rage bait. I mean, any kind of, remember when Nick Fuentes went on Twitter and said, your body, my choice? It was like the most hated tweet in the entire world. It had like 4 million impressions and all that shit. People came to his house and he like sprayed them with mace and threw them off his porch, and he had to go to court about it. This is what Twitter is. You go on and you rage bait people and you call them slurs, and then people get mad about it because Twitter is a waste of time. Obviously.
Shitting all over it barely 24 hours ago. This is one of the craziest ratios I think I've ever seen. But naturally, you can see.
One popular rage bait post on Twitter does not mean that your game is dead.
There's a lot of people that are upset by this one as well. The whole game is not AI.
So the rage bait worked. They got somebody to bite onto the rage bait, and then on the internet, when you let people know what gets to you, they just poke that switch even more and more, and they just keep poking you and prodding you to make you freak out more. So this person fell for it. They bit the bait, and then obviously that just means that the dog pile is going to continue.
What are you talking about? Crazy how you can lie so easily on the internet and get away with it. They're just out here openly.
I don't know. Like, Saint Tontos has to be like at least 30 years old. Has he never been on the internet before? Has he never seen rage bait? Like, he found this rage bait post and he's just like, oh, it's so good, I gotta make a video about it. Bro, there's 15 million of these posts a second on Twitter.
Hitting in the comments that the game does have some AI, but like this guy's obviously just
and like again, we're like mind blown at the idea that when you talk bad about something that somebody likes, then they get offended. Like, it's like
lying out of his teeth because he implied the whole game is AI.
If this was day one on the internet, I could understand you being like, whoa, why are people so crazy online? But like, you've been here before, bro.
Guy is just out here 1v9ing every NTE shit.
Again, another 1v9. He can't get this Bonnie Blue gangbang out of his head. He wants to be in a gangbang with 9 other Glaive femboy Kios.
Ratioing the fuck out of them in every single.
And he said that Pokey has a micro penis the other day. I wonder if he's been fantasizing about having 9 of those micro peens coming his way.
Why, bro? They literally just uploaded a GIF of them of like 2 big backed black men laughing.
Excuse me, big black buff black men. What the hell are we talking about? Man, he really has those gangbangs on the mind.
Insane grifting.
I told you he wants to be like Piper Perry. I told you.
From some of the creators in the space, doesn't that just make it so crazy? Because once again,
he sees 2 big black guys and he just goes, oh,
right. I need to play this.
He sees 2 men and he goes, oh, I gotta get me in there.
Part of this clown's video one more time because the NT situation.
Oh my God, we're bringing out the Gotcha Smack again. So here, okay, so after him complaining about Gotcha Smack taking these sponsorships and making all this money and playing games that he'll never play ever again, looks like he took an ad for Chaos Zero Nightmare 9 months ago. Does he play Chaos Zero Nightmare or talk about it anymore? I don't think so. I don't see him talking about it. He did a review. He did an ad just recently, days ago, for a game called Closers. Do you think he's ever going to talk about or play this game ever again? Hypocrisy confirmed! He's a hypocrite, folks. He has been revealed again.
It just gets worse and worse over time, right? It just gets worse and worse over time. Listen to this. It's important.
Oh my God.
That's how you tell future developers.
How are you going to be taking ads for games that you're never going to be talking about ever again, and then go back and rehash a segment about a guy taking ads for games that he never plays again? Like, is it on purpose? Is this like some people in my comment section were calling him Dark Saint Phil? The lack of self-awareness makes me think there's something there. How the fuck do you take ads for games that you don't play or talk about anymore? And then a month later, you're still talking about a guy and accusing him of doing the same thing.
We don't want 50/50s in our games. But them on top of NTE doing this, not only is it going to put pressure on future gacha games, it's going to put pressure on pre-existing gacha games too. Because what's going to happen is people who are playing these current gacha games are going to go, hey, hold on now. Why aren't you guys doing this?
I can't. This might be the 19th time that he's played this clip on his channel.
Why couldn't y'all have added these limited characters into the standard banner? Why do you...
Because your limited characters are worth less in this game, bro. They're worth less in this game because all they do is they copy the kits of other units in other games and then they just ship it. So they
get ready because we have more hypocrisy coming later on.
Spend less on development. They spend less on like the R&D. They spend less on the effort, and so they just put less effort in the game. And honestly,
I think it's funny when he's saying that like NTE is using AI to copy Wuwa's characters. When Wuwa came out, I said that a lot of the character names sound the same and how a lot of the characters don't stand out to me and how I don't even play the game anymore because all the characters look the same and I just don't give a fuck about the game. And then he's complaining about how NTE is copying Wuthering Waves. I don't know.
Half the characters are probably generated.
I love how just a minute ago he was saying that Genshin would be a lot better if it just copied Wuwa to the T. Then he takes NTE, which is allegedly copying Wuwa to a T, and he has a problem with it now.
AI. But hey, just support games. Guys, just support games that don't have a 50/50.
It's important you support these games because that's how you tell future developers we don't want 50/50s in our games.
Hey, support this. Hey, just because they don't have a 50-50, bro, support this. Support.
Again, you can say, again, when people say we want a games that don't have 50-50s, they're not also saying and we want it to be AI and be ripping people off and all this shit. Again, like
this. The game that literally gets laughed at. This is the jester of the gacha space. I think that's the best way to put it. This is literally the fucking jester of the gacha space. That
would be you. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree that'd be you.
is NTE.
It used to be Tectone, but now it's you.
Like, straight up, it is an object of, like...
I honestly think that people hate Saint Tontas more than they hate Tectone, because Tectone actually managed to accumulate fans and got people to actually like him. And the hate either like is like 50-50 to liking him, whereas Saint Tontas, it's more like 25% like him and 75% can't stand him.
Humiliation and comedy. The new gen TOF. It's actually kind of what TOF was. It was the old jester of the gacha space.
Saint Tontas is the TOF of gacha creators.
Somehow the torch was handed down effortlessly. And this is how far we've come. And of course, right? Of course. It's always helpful to bring some metrics into the discussion as well. Because we've been talking a lot about likes, all of that.
Don't you dare bring up the Twitch tracker again.
That stuff, right? But it never truly like fully hones in on.
If you bring up this Twitch tracker and Gacha Smack in the same video, I don't know what I'm about to do.
That's how bad a game is doing. Because like, here's Arknights Enfield. The new character came out like two days ago, by the way. Now let's go ahead and look up our favorite game.
Again, he doesn't learn. He doesn't learn.
No, neverness to everness. Maybe we check out that one real quick.
My God. He doesn't learn.
Shit. Hey, it's worse than AKE.
Also, I love how he never pulls up Woowa.
I don't know how you did that.
He never compares Woowa here either. Like, shouldn't you compare this to Woowa and all the other? And again, even if they do have less views than Woowa, it doesn't matter, because watching the game is not the same thing as playing the game. Obviously.
Woo! Hey, we got support game.
It's why there hasn't been like gigantic lawsuits and movements to remove Let's Plays and video game footage from the internet, because these companies realize that by streaming the game, it's not the same thing as playing the game. So in other words, streaming the game is like advertising the game. You're not going to get like one-to-one everybody that watches it is going to go buy the game, but you benefit from having the gameplay footage out there, because then people will see the game and then they might think to themselves, huh, you know what, I might as well play the game. It's free advertising. So again, watching the game is not the same thing as playing the game.
They don't have a 50-50. Woo! All right, what else we got over here? How about a Google Trends?
Because people don't just sit down and just watch the game unless it's like a new update. Otherwise, they play the game while they have something else on a second monitor.
Right. Let's see what the YouTube views are looking like.
They listen to me on a second monitor point out your hypocrisy while they do anything else.
Over here.
Ironically, they probably watch Saint Tontas' fans, probably however many there are, watch him on a second monitor while they do anything else.
All right, we got NTE, ladies and gents. Not looking back.
Not the Google Trends again, dude. Like, shouldn't you bring these out like once every quarter? What, like, whatever happened? You ever notice that they stopped showing the, what was it called, the Sensory Tower? They stopped showing that because they were like, oh, well, you know, the revenue charts, they aren't really like accurate, so people stopped showing them. But they'll show. But we're gonna keep doing this. Like, the revenue itself is not accurate, so we have to go to the trends. If the revenue isn't accurate, then how the fuck are the trends accurate?
Yeah, right up 900% from the past year. Let's look at where Arknights Enfield is.
Oh my God, we're gonna keep doing.
Yeah, it's not looking very good.
He really is a lolcow. He it's just amazing. The same arguments and the same charts and the same metrics every time.
Now is it? That's looking a bit rough. Now I just put in another game.
This is like when people make fun of Darkside Phil, and then he turns around and goes, "Now, guys, if you don't like it, you asked for this, okay? You asked for me to sit here and waste time. Now I'm gonna sit here and waste time, and if you don't like it, you can eat out of my ass." That's what Saint Tontas does. He gets in front of the camera and goes, "Now, guys, you wanted me to pull up Google Trends again. You wanted me to say Genshin bad, okay?"
What about Zenless Zone Zero? Oh, yeah.
Now, guys, you wanted me to pull up all the same gacha games on the same trend. It's like when Darkside Phil, like, stops everything and, like, tells people to schedule. We know. We know that you're going to be here every single day, and you're going to complain, and you're going to spurg, and you're going to hand wave every single criticism towards you. We know. You don't need to tell us. We know you're going to be here. It's the same thing with St. Tontas. Yes, we know you're going to pull up the trends. Say the line, Bart. Say the line.
Oh, yeah. And now for the last wake-up call. Honkai Star Rail. Actually, the most dead gacha out there right now. Bro, that was HSR. Bro, HSR actually got beat by NTE.
Oh, my God.
But now NTE is getting beat by HSR. So, I don't even think... Bro, HSR is so dead, it's crazy. It actually died.
We're tired, boss. It's not dead. People still play it.
And now, of course...
How about the fact that people aren't Googling for the game because they already have the game downloaded? It's just like they're not going to be searching for the game that they already have downloaded on their computer. Okay? It's obvious.
Here's Naya. Genshin no Impacto. And that's that one. So you kind of see like what's going on.
And a lot of times these people have been like a lot of the times people already know everything that they need to know about the game, or they just don't care anymore. They don't care about chasing the meta. They don't care anymore. So they stop. There's a million reasons why the searches can be down.
Over here, it's like, guys, that's NT and AKE down there.
Remember when I looked at the tier list for Wuthering Waves and I saw that it was just like the power creep was way worse? It was actually worse than Honkai Star Rail, and everybody quit that. Or a lot of people quit Honkai Star Rail because they said that the power creep was getting out of whack. I've heard that they've been doing a lot of stuff to try to like mitigate that, but if you just go off of the tier list, which St. Tontas does, Wuwa has worse power creep than all the other games. Maybe the reason why Wuthering Waves has some of the higher like searches is because it requires that much searching just to figure out how to play the game with all the power creep.
So you're beginning to see.
Whereas Honkai Star Rail and you basically just pull the new character and put the new set on them. Like that, you just know that how that works.
Learn more about what I'm talking about now. You'll have a bunch of people.
Saint was talking about how he thinks that they're gonna be releasing characters that require you to pull like 4 characters to make the character work and everything. Of course, there are going to be more searches for the game because it's harder to understand.
Being pretending, but genuinely.
And then Saint will turn around and go, no, it's actually a good thing that the game's harder to understand because that means that it's better than Genshin Impact. Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm under the impression that AI, or like NTE, might be using AI to like bot accounts. Now that I mention it.
Now they're botting. Oh, my God.
Seeing a lot of like comments over here that are like hating on this. 50 or so likes and around 12K views.
I just like when there's a lot of people talking about Wuthering Waves, it's completely organic, but if anybody talks about anything else, it's botted.
50 or so likes. It's like they kind of have like a similar number as well, so it kind of just feels like it's like a coordinated.
It was a popular post, sir, so a lot of people saw it, so it had a lot of engagement. That's why.
Thing too. I wouldn't be surprised if you were using AI on social media to defend the game, because I don't think there's anyone actually playing it anymore. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good either. Like that's what I would assume. But maybe I'm wrong, because it's hard.
Yeah, maybe you're wrong because you're looking for answers in all the wrong places.
To think that this game has any actual community at all, from the lack of defense that I'm seeing for anything going on over here. Check their revenue. Okay, sure. I'll check one part of their JP revenue. Let's see what we got.
Okay, let's check the revenue. And he just pulls up a bunch of graphs that you've never seen. A bunch of graphs that somebody made in biology class in 4th grade. It's like,
what the fuck is this? That's AKE?
Biology class.
What's AKE looking like over here? Oh.
What happened to Sensory Tower? Sensory Tower's not viable, but these random graphs that you pulled out of your ass are now viable? Like,
that sounds about right. Yep, the AKE's not looking too good. What else? And then this one's going to be...
Like where like what the like Sensory Tower, everybody just agreed that Sensory Tower is illegitimate, but all these random Google Excel sheets, Google Excel, these Google spreadsheets are now these are the gospel. He will literally pull anything out of his ass to prove a point. Like that's his stand ability. His stand ability is I pulled it out of my ass.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not very good either. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. I mean, guys, basically all these games are on a diabolical downtrend. That's just like that's just like how it is. It's just.
Wow, St. Tontas, you did it. You boiled your entire personality down to its bare essentials. Every game is bad and shit and terrible and dying.
Diabolical downtrends out the ass. What do you want me to say? I've been showing you the same numbers.
What do I want you to say? Anything else? Why don't you grow a personality and become a person?
Same trends, the same going into the Earth, like the crust of like Uranus, bro. That's all you've been seeing the entire time. And so
I bet he has a lot of crust on his anus.
Sometimes it's good. When the lowest quality, slop-looking garbage games in the space don't do well, because that means we'll probably get higher quality stuff in the future because garbage doesn't slide into space. Unless you're this dude. Unless you're this guy.
Yeah, unless you're like Saint Tontas, who takes ads for games that he'll never talk about ever again.
Let me know what you all thought. Peace out. So according to an actual investor thesis.
Oh my god! Then he pulls out this random. Do we even go over this? I feel okay. Maybe I save this for another time. I still have so much I still have so much more TOS. I still have much more TOS to go over. It's just never ending. It really just is never ending for this Tone TOS. Incredible.